Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Nintendo World Championships 1990 being played in 2024. Hope you're all having a great night. Christian, good to see you, and Fierce DD Mask over on the Twitch side. What's with the oldies hearing Mario CD, right? Oh, it's been months now, and it's still just left such an impression, and really looking forward to seeing more. And we'll hopefully, they can, keep that release date of next year they were looking at. But tonight we're playing again the NWC 1990 because in just a few days, Thursday of this week, the Nintendo World Championships NES Edition comes out on the Nintendo Switch. So seems to be the perfect time to kind of go back and revisit this. Admittedly, disclaimer before we start anything, I have not played this in about 5 years. It was 5 years ago that I was uploading some videos related to this on my channel. Actually, it all started with one where I unboxed the Retro Zone reproduction and talked about some of the kind of hints and tricks related to that. And then I also uploaded a couple other videos, like looking at what happens if you beat Super Mario Bros. 1 inside the Nintendo World Championships, as well as what happens if you get your get a maxed out score of about 10 million, maxes out at like 7 digits. So what happens if you exceed that? I made a video about that. And of course, the biggest thing that happened back in 2019 was my chance to interview Rich Ambler, the first runner-up of the actual Nintendo World Championships 1990. You can find all that linked down in the description below, where he shares so many behind-the-scenes stories and just cool things. And you might have even seen a short that I uploaded today, which was kind of an excerpt of that. But if you want to see that whole video, definitely check it out. I forgot, NES Remix, you could upload your scores to the Nintendo Network. Really, Fierce DD Mask? One of the few games you didn't check out before. Oh, that's unfortunate. No, I never really thought about that. Of course, a lot of talk about how NES Remix compares to the upcoming Nintendo World Championships 1990. Some people correctly pointing out that the NES Remix games had more games than we're getting right now in the World Championships NES Edition. My bet is that we're going to see updates to that as time goes on and they'll release more. But, we also thought they'd release more maps for Super Mario Party, and they never did. Although now we're very clearly seeing maps that were probably intended for Super Mario Party being included in the new Mario Party Jamboree that's coming out. I think Western World is in there and such, which definitely looked like they were meant for Super Mario Party. And then for whatever reason, they just decided to make a whole new game and stick them in there instead, which is very odd. Yeah, it's kind of a shame what happened to Super Mario Party. Hopefully they deal with Nintendo World Championships NES Edition better, and it doesn't just get completely abandoned, because 13 games, there's definitely more NES games that should be on there. We only have one of the 3 actual games included in Nintendo World Championship. That's so true, right? It's definitely an interesting naming decision that they made, because it's not really the Nintendo World Championships. There's a lot of differences between the actual competition back in the day and what they've packaged as this new Switch game, which steals the name of the old competition. We'll probably end up talking about all that tonight. But all right, everyone, let's play some Nintendo World Championships. So again, if you check out that interview that I did with Rich Ambler, there's all sorts of different ways that have been devised that you should play this game in order to maximize your score. However, we're just going to have fun with it tonight. We're going to play it in all different ways, do a whole bunch of different things, just see what comes out of it. Again, I haven't been practicing before the stream or anything like that, so we're going to see how it turns out. And if you have any suggestions on things you want me to try while playing the Nintendo World Championships, don't be afraid to recommend them. Wow, Jinxie, unfortunately, I do not. I own the reproduction cart, which from what I can see isn't even actually sold anymore on Retro Zone or Retro USB, probably because they were worried about copyright infringement, especially in the age of the Switch game coming out. I think Nintendo's gotten particularly hostile in regards to cracking down on people selling anything NWC related. But unfortunately, I do not own either the gray or the gold original carts, so it being in the thumbnail there is a little bit we are playing that game, but unfortunately it's one of the few cases where it's not actually a picture of a cart in my collection, where I usually try to use my own cart in the thumbnails of my streams. But wow, Jinxie, good to see ya. Hope all is going well. Definitely check out Wow Jinxie, who does some amazing streams over on the Twitch side. It's one of the more expensive cartridges. Very expensive these days. Very, very expensive. It's funny, I was looking through some old forum posts, just looking up some things in regards to the Nintendo World Championships 1990, getting the thumbnail and stuff ready. And it was from back in 2006. And someone was like, I don't want to spend $500 on an NES game. Where can I get the ROM for it or something? It's $500 back in 2006. We were just talking about when we were playing Starship Hector a couple days ago about how, there was a commenter talking about how they paid like $200 for Little Samson back in the day. And everyone was talking about how expensive that was and making fun of them at the time. But, who gets the last laugh now? But that's enough about how unfortunately ridiculously expensive old Nintendo stuff has gotten. Let's play this thing. Here we go. So, oh, no. I forgot to do the thing. I forgot to start the clock. We got a clock, everybody. Oh, yeah. It should hopefully be working properly. Yeah, it's running. Up by my name there. Again, this is not going to be super serious at first. I mean, that's a good excuse for, like, when you suck. It's like, oh, that wasn't supposed to be a super serious run. And, I'm already not doing what I had intended to do. So the first round is to collect 50 coins in Super Mario Brothers. And the way you normally do that is to just collect them all in the first level because it takes so long to get to the second level. So you just do a thing like this. And then, like, take a good old drink in the hole or, get hit by a Goomba. And then that takes you back to the checkpoint of level 1, where you can keep collecting coins. Again, no prior practice. You get 99 lives, so it's, like, theoretically impossible to lose them all within the 6 minutes and 21 seconds that you get. Someday, we should check into exactly what happens if you do that with some good old hex editing. But, like, this is what you're supposed to do here. It's kind of just do a bunch of that. And then you respawn, and then you can hit the multi-coin block again. Because, in the beginning of the competition, when it was first introduced back in the old 1990s, people would actually, go into the later levels. And it's really cool, again, listen to that interview that I uploaded with Rich Ambler as he talks about how the strategy for the competition evolved as the time went on. And, seeing just kind of the other things that happened in regards to that. But alright, so what? Really? There you go. So 50 coins in Mario 1 boots us into everything. Did you get the button, Christian? I did not buy that button that I shared on the Discord server. It's like, I looked on eBay for a cheap Nintendo World Championships cartridge, and all I found was this crappy button or something. That was just a joke I shared because, again, I was looking for like a good picture of the NWC 1990 cartridge. It was like there aren't as many out there as you would think. Again, there's only like 125 or so of the gold one, 75 or so of the gray one. It's like not that many people have uploaded great photos of them, unfortunately. But all right, now we're doing the second round, Rad Racer here, where it takes about 2 minutes. From start to finish, just kind of just go through the whole thing here. Again, I got that clock on screen, hopefully. And you can tell, again, no practice here as we bump into everything. The short that I uploaded today, in the words of Rich Ambler, you should be able to go around the entire track at full speed. And by going slow or by hitting things or wiping out, you're only wasting time that you could then be using on the third round, of course, which is Tetris. And that's where you get the mega points because every point you earn in Tetris ends up being multiplied by 25. So you can get millions of points in Tetris, where your score in Mario 1 is only multiplied by 1, so there's actually technically no multiplayer at all. And your score in Rad Racer here is multiplied by 10. But where you really want to get to is that Tetris round, and that's what will make the difference in whether your score is anything worth bragging about or if it's absolute trash. But let's keep on going here. Again, I'm sure, speaking of trash scores, it's probably what we got coming our way in round 1, or, in our first attempt of NWC 1990 here. All 3 of these are games that I've beat, of course. Mario 1, we just beat a week ago tonight. Did that stream where I played Mario 1, 2, 3 all in one go, which was pretty cool. And, Rad Racer I beat a little while ago, and Tetris to beat that. It's like speed 9, level 5 in mode B is kind of what people consider beating that game. Otherwise, it goes on forever, although there's been a lot of discussion these days about the old, kill screen and all that in Tetris. And when the game starts kind of breaking at the seams, which I've not personally done that. I love some Tetris. Love me some Tetris. The old NES Tetris, definitely one of my favorite all-time puzzle games. I like it more than Dr. Mario and such. I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of happy that Dr. Mario's not in the Switch Nintendo World Championships yet. Don't forget there is also the Nintendo Campus Challenge. Yes, wow, Jinxie, yes. Now, give me a second. No, it's already off to a great start, everyone. Again, I gotta get used to NES Tetris because there's no, insta drop button, no funky stuff like that. We're gonna get a lot better as the night goes on. This is just me kind of showing you how awful I am at video games, which is pretty great. Really, I didn't even get enough to do a thing like that. Well, I should definitely put that up there. I swear I play video games sometimes. I do. I really do. Not today, but I definitely do. Okay, let's get back on track here. But yeah, there was the campus challenge. It's funny because Christian and I were just talking about that and how there's like no publicly dumped ROM of the campus challenge 1991, which is a really big shame because I was thinking of maybe like playing a bit of it after we done this. We played some of this, but to see that it's not even actually possible, to just grab the ROM of it and do it. And I did not, unfortunately, buy it on Retro USB before it was delisted there. And like I mentioned, you don't see as many of the Retro NES stuff on there anymore, probably because of a copyright thing. But okay, so you can do like a thing like this. And the Tetrises are where you get the mega score. Remember, everything that we earn in Tetris gets multiplied by 25, so you really kind of want to get a nice big score here. I have no idea what my personal best is in this, so this is kind of going to be a fun night just to see how crazy we can do. And see, now I'm remembering how to play video games. I told you I knew how at some point in my life to play this stuff. And I can't personally see the clock on the screen. I should probably, put the clock somewhere where I can actually look at it. What is this? Why did I just make this absolutely so bad for me? I should have definitely put the line there. Oh, that's not even a Tetris. Well, I really messed that one up. Again, we'll get better as the night goes on. Fingers crossed. What's the clock look like? Okay, we have about like 30 seconds left. Although I think I did start it a little bit late by accident, so that's also great. Come on, we need more. That's the Tetris dilemma, right? Is always needing more of like the long one. Ah! And there goes that. So again, we'll get better at this. Ugh, not even a million. I definitely want to crack at least a million tonight. Ew. 344,000. Interesting. And the Northern Hoarder is the cartridge that comes. Is this the cartridge that comes with this garbage? I want you to search for it. I'd love it if you could somehow dig that up. That would be amazing. Thank you so much for having a look. Get good at Dr. Mario, says Christian. I've always just preferred Tetris, but okay, that's not such a good first round. And Noel Yoshi, Tetris is so pleasing to watch, but you are so. No, I'm sure you're great, and it just takes practice. And again, what we did right there was not the best, but we're gonna hopefully improve as the night goes on. So let's have a little bit of a conversation here about just what we're looking at when it comes to the Nintendo World Championships and scores. So going by Twin Galaxies, I don't know if this is the authority when it comes to scores on this subject. I do see Rich Ambler there though, which as mentioned, I did do an interview with him all the way back in 2019 about his experiences with the Nintendo World Championships 1990, and he shared some strategies for us there, so definitely check out for that link in the description. But it looks like right now, it is Mega Retro Man with over 5 million for the world record there, and then Rich Ambler coming in second there. Following that, going down the list a little bit, starts to drop quite significantly. By the time you get to the 10th rank, you're not even at 1 million anymore there, and then it goes all the way to 17, where it looks like as of now we are 15th best in the world, although there's no doubt that like not everybody has actually uploaded their scores to Twin Galaxies, but that kind of gives you an idea right there of exactly what we're looking at when it comes to the scores in this game. So 5 million-ish is like the top tier. I'd love to crack at least 1 million, because I think again if we crack 1 million, what does that get us? That gets us into the top 10. Again, just based on Twin Galaxies, which I've never really been a competitive gaming person. Like, I've never submitted a time to a website or a score to a website, so I assume there's probably a lot of people as well who have never really bothered to submit their stuff. Oh, wow, Jinxie, really? Thank you. I really appreciate that. That's amazing. I'll have a look at that for sure. Andrew just pulled some tricks out tonight with a timer and a peek through. There you go. What do you mean with the peek through the laptop? What did I do? But okay. What else did we? Oh, I think you mean like the images. That's what you're talking about. And the other thing we need to discuss here is some of the strategies that revolve around Nintendo World Championships 1990 that I did not display at all right there. And those are, again, featured in the short today, as mentioned. This is a graphic from back in 2019 that could be better, could be worse. I just kind of pulled it out of that video to share with you all again today. the Nintendo World Championships 1990 is very much like calculated beforehand. There's not really much random to this. There are two different versions of the Rad Racer track. The track itself being the same, but the computer, logic and how difficult they are differs depending on if you collect your 50 coins in Super Mario Brothers in a level that ends in -1 or -3, or if you get them in a level that ends in -2 or -4. The -1 and -3 version is easier, or the -2 and the -4 version is more difficult. So that's why it really works well, again, to get your coins in level 1-1, because that leads to the easier Rad Racer logic. And this applies as well to Tetris. The order of the blocks that you get is actually predetermined depending on your ending score in Super Mario Bros. 1. Now, it's impossible to end the challenge with less than 10,000 points, because you get 200 points for each coin that you collect, and you have to collect 50 of them. But this kind of just lets you see here that, based on every multiple of 100, you're then getting a different pattern of blocks in Tetris. So this game is very memorizable, because every time you play it, as long as you get the same number of points and get the coins on the same level, what you encounter will actually be exactly the same. And it seems to be the general consensus that the 10,300 pattern is one of the easier ones to rack up a high score in on Tetris, and that's what you see many people going for when they play this game. But as you can see, there's lots that goes into kind of figuring out just how to get the high score in this game. And tonight we're going to try some of this. We're just going to kind of mess around. And again, I'm absolutely up for just any kind of recommendations on things you want me to try in here. Hello, Jogensen. Welcome. Greeting, your retro gamer from Brazil. Well, thank you so much. Appreciate you stopping by tonight. Diego, hope you're having a good one. Oh, Wow Jinxie. Yeah, Wow Jinxie's amazing. And again, if you haven't checked out Wow Jinxie's streams yet, definitely do. They are awesome. Unfortunately, I don't, if you post a link, Jinxie, I can definitely kind of try and approve it. Or, what's it called? Because unfortunately, I don't think people can just click your channel and go to it or anything like that. Die 99 times, Christian. Again, if there was enough time for it, I would definitely try that. But okay, everyone, are you ready for another attempt? Here's the last thing to reveal to you all, is that we are actually playing this on a flash cart tonight, so that I can just reset like this and not have to get up every time, because otherwise the screen will just stay like that forever. And here we go. And again, if anyone thinks that this makes it illegitimate or something, I'm not actually trying to set the high score. We're just having fun here. But now that I've gone over all of that stuff, let's see if I can remember how to actually do this. So let's get a coin here. Do this. Hit that guy for 100 points. You're actually supposed to go down the pipe, because you can get a lot of coins here really quick. Go in here, and then destroy yourself on the Goombas. And because this takes you so far into the level, now when you respawn, we will actually be here where we can do this. So that's what you're supposed to do. Again, last time I was just so excited to be streaming NWC 1990 here that I totally did not play correctly. Do a little bit of this. And that's like that. And I think one more round of that, and we should be good to go. Although one thing I forgot to do, something like that. Uh-oh, okay. So like that. Whoops. Again, it's all very calculated. There's a thing you're supposed to do to get the right number of coins and the right number of points. Looks like we're going to be a little bit off in that regard. There you go. We got 10,400. So we'll see how that factors into the order of the blocks that we have when we get to Tetris. And there's no pause button in this. So again, unfortunately, I'm sorry if I don't respond to all of your comments right away, because you can't just pause in the middle of it. No, Wow Jinxie, you do really well there. I'm really happy to see that your streams are doing good. I always enjoy stopping by. But okay, let's see what we got. So Rad Racer, you want to hold up to really get your speed up to max. And again, this is memorizable in terms of where the cars move in their positions. But with no prior practice here, I have not memorized all that yet, but we'll see what we can do. As long as you're not, wiping out. I guess that's good. When the turns are coming, of course, you kind of want to be on the inside as much as possible, so that you don't have to brake as much. And there's also the power crash technique, which we did not talk about last time. But so let's see if I can remember to do it this time. When we get there, which can save you some time at the end. Again, the important thing is that you don't wipe out. And the cars in the first level of Rad Racer, thankfully, are not like too evil. But there's cars later on in the game that like you just bump them and you're going flying. But in the first level of Rad Racer, the cars are a lot more generous and that they kind of just slow you down generally. And I gotta remember how to play Rad Racer. In Rad Racer 2, it's a lot nicer where there's like a big arrow that tells you when the road's about to turn. Or here, if you forget to kind of look at the arrows on the road, you're toast. Something like that. Now, Rad Racer 2 is great because if you hold down in Rad Racer 2, you can instantly blast off at 255 kilometers an hour, which is great. Rad Racer 1 offers no such luxury, but the goal is just to not crash like that to begin with. Unless you want to crash, like we actually will be doing right here at the end, if I can do it correctly. You gotta look down at those arrows on the bottom screen, and the second that the arrow gets full down there, you crash like this. And because you've crashed as you go over the finish line, it stops you from kind of having to brake after you cross it, and the game ends a lot sooner. Gotta have that. Oh no, I forgot the timer, Daniel. Unfortunately, that's probably gonna happen a lot tonight. Because it's something I'm not used to having on stream, but I do have a timer. I was much more professional in our previous run where I put it up there for you all to see. Fingers crossed I don't forget about that again. But thank you, Daniel. I'll try to get it up there because, yeah, it's obviously nicer for everyone to know. And look at that. I've already toasted myself. That's no fun. But if we do a thing like that, maybe not quite. That, and that. That gets us back to where we want to be. And again, Tetrises are where you want. It's like, oh, was that like 2,500 points for that one Tetris? So why did I do that? Why did I put that in a place where like it was obviously not going to be any good? Again, the goal tonight is to get at least 1 million. I don't think that should be like the world's most difficult thing. But we'll see what we can do. Now, see, we need some of the other blocks. They're just not coming. And man, if you die in Tetris, I guess it's like probably just... And that's... There we go. Finally. That's only 3 lines because I screwed up earlier too. Something like that. This is not my best run ever of Tetris though. This is pretty sad, honestly. I just wanted a couple more of the longer line ones. Yeah, to like put down the sides. There you go. Now, hopefully the time is almost up, so I don't embarrass myself by getting to the top here. Ah! We're done. We're so done. We are done. But that's not even like that's embarrassing because it's not even like it was moving that fast. Ah, time ran out just in time to save me from too much embarrassment. Well, we improved our score by about 200,000. So if we can do that every time. What will it be, like 30 more tries till we hit the world record? Not too shabby. Oops, right? But again, where does that put us at? 530,000 gets us what? Not there. Oh, we just cracked 13th place in the world, everybody. Again, I'm not taking this too seriously. But that's that. Let's see now. But that's a big jump now. Now we have to get 913,000. To break into 12th place. But with some practice, we'll see what we can do. And this time I definitely have to remember to get the clock going. So thanks again, Daniel, for reminding me of that. Probably spoke about this already, but what was your reaction to Starfy WoW, Jinxie? It's so cool to see them release those, right? And of course, Jinxie, that was where we met. You and I met as part of the Starfleet translation team, and then you introduced me to the Pokemon Mystery Dungeon translation team. So yeah, you and I go way back now, and again, that's why it's so wonderful to always still get to interact with you today and chat with you. I appreciate you stopping by the stream again. And yeah, it was interesting to see. Nintendo's definitely getting lazy though, just releasing a bunch of Japanese games on the North American services. It's weird because for the longest time, it's like if you wanted to play Japanese games, you had to download the Japanese apps. And now they're just kind of releasing the Japanese games on the North American ones anyway. Like, why not just have one app then for everybody? It's so strange. But yeah, thanks. That was a good question, Jinxie. Curious what you thought as well. And Big Phil, welcome. Hope you're having a great night. Max Howard, good to see ya. Am I planning to do a Tetris live stream soon, says Nick Gamer. I need to get better at Tetris again first. I need to get some Tetris still going. There was a time in my life where I was just really into Tetris, the NES Tetris. Would play it like for hours a day. Be having that Tetris effect when I went to bed, seeing it when you close your eyes. Haven't been focused on it too much recently though, because I've been playing so many other NES games. I haven't been going back and playing ones I've already beat too much. I've been trying to beat as many new ones as possible. But it would be cool to get some like real Tetris skills going again, and see how well I could do with that. Oh, I really appreciate that, Jinxie. Thank you, and I do to you as well. It's always so nice talking to you, and always wishing the best for you. And yeah, I love talking anytime we can. And again, thank you for sending that over on the Discord side. That's amazing that you found that so quick. Perhaps an idea for a future stream then. Excited to see people getting the chance to play them. Not so happy about the lack of English translation for it, Jinxie. Yeah, right? But it's interesting to see that Nintendo's even kind of looking at Starfleet again. Maybe this is a sign that we could see it in English officially at some point. Christian, yeah, my dad's, well, he used to play a lot of Tetris back in the day, like he could beat 9-5 in Mode B. But okay, 53,000 is our new record then. Let's try again. This time let's not crash in Rad Racer. Oh, no. Okay, the clock is going to be like a couple of seconds off. So just keep that in mind, but there is now a clock above the chat on the right side. So just keep in mind it will probably end with like 5 seconds remaining. All these things I need to remember that I don't normally do. But yeah, first thing you do is come down here. You don't miss a coin like that. It would be a shock to see a Stretcher streamer go... Oh yeah. Oops. No! I didn't want to do that. Okay. And that's the funny thing that we can do, because we're playing this on a flash card. It's such an instinctive thing to like just play the game normally, but I can start the clock again now properly. There you go. You think Nintendo understands it's not even worth... I mean, yeah, right? Like the Mother 3 fan translation is great. And of course, people would like to see it officially as well. But at least they were nice when it came to the fan translation. Like, I think Iwata understood, and he probably told Nintendo to kind of lay off it and to not cease and desist everyone. Around 150 levels after Rebirth, says Nick Gamer. Yeah, there's lots of news recently about the not Nintendo World Championships. About NES Tetris, of course, and such, and about people kind of getting really good at that. Doing some crazy things with it. But okay, here we go. And again, this looks like I'm dying a whole bunch, but this is actually like the official best strat. Oh, you gotta be really good with your button presses there. So, 3 more coins. I think I need 100 more points to get the ideal setup in Tetris. Whoops. Wait, no, that's only 1020. Uh-oh. What's going on with NES Tetris, says Christian. Yeah, there was a whole bunch of news stories recently about how people getting to a point where it crashes and different things. Definitely worth looking into. Is there any worthwhile things to get on the Xbox store, Hackin' Quackin'? So yeah, we're definitely... tomorrow night, we're going to be doing the DLC for Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts, so be sure to grab that before the store closes down. Otherwise, we'll definitely be talking about some other things that people have suggested and such. See, like, if you memorize this, you know that they're going to go to the middle like that. So you should probably just stay in the left lane. Okay, here we go. mean, I'm trying not to slow down ever. You just really gotta know like where to position yourself when. I mean, normally I wouldn't play so aggressively, but of course in Rad Racer you have to. Rad Racer is all about like getting to the next checkpoint while you still have time remaining. And look at it down there. The time is always maxed out at 99, but still, I mean, you can afford to like slow down a little bit from time to time. One different thing about the World Championships Rad Racer versus the actual game is that in the actual game, whenever you press down, it like cycles through the different background tracks, where in this version of the game, it's like this is the only track that you have to listen to. Pressing down doesn't do anything. But, you know, the problem is that down is such an easy thing to accidentally press while you play Rad Racer. That it would just keep cycling through the different songs. And I would never really get to listen to one more than just for a couple seconds as a result of that. But alright, so we've crashed way too many times in this game. Let's not do it anymore, ideally. At least it's impossible to actually, like, not game over in Rad Racer because of the fact that they maxed the time out at 99. This is sad. This is some sad Rad Racer performance going on here. Clearly, as someone who hasn't practiced this too much, I shouldn't be as aggressive, and we should kind of just try and beat it as fast as possible, even if it's not at max speed going around the whole thing. But again, as the night goes on, we're gonna get better at it. Going around people like that. Let's just try this run again. I think that's what we're gonna do. And that should be set to clock. This led you to believe that the game is self-aware. What? Oh, you missed a stream of it. Oh. Yeah, this time I wanted to get, try and get 10,400 anyway. Like, we'll do that. Oh, let's go down here. Okay, like this. Again, our goal is to crack at least 1,000,000 points tonight. That should be doable. Only 10, huh? So who's picking up the new Switch one when it comes out in a few days? I definitely agree it should have some more games on there. Oh, and shoot, again, I only got 10300. I wanted to get 104, but we'll fix that. And this time we'll actually do well in Rad Racer. I agree that, you know, it'd be nice if it had a few more games like the NES Remix games had, but I think we'll hopefully have some fun with it. I will be streaming it on Thursday when it comes out. Okay, let's... Like, if I stay just the right... Yeah, there you go. We got that memorized now. First, you stay in the left lane. See, this is how you play Rad Racer. Not whatever that guy was doing last time. See, last time I wasn't pressing like the brake at all. I was trying to go around the course at max speed, as you apparently can if you have it memorized like to a T, but I do not. So I have to brake a little bit. So what did I get? 10,300 points? What will that pattern in Tetris look like? Again, part of, you know, people kind of just figuring out what the different patterns are. I'm assuming that 10,400 is one of the more ideal ones, probably because it has the most long blocks. But that last pattern that we tried hardly had any, which made things really tough. When they do like the Tetris World Championships, do they set it up so that each player gets the same blocks? And that's intentional, because by crashing over the finish line, the game ends faster than if it has to break break the car after you cross it. So that was a much better Rad Racer performance. Now the question is, how can I do with this? Wow, look at all these. Got a million freaking of those guys. Okay, so far so good. Where do I want to place all these things? Like that. Oh, did I forget to put the clock up again? No, I think I put it up this time, right? Again, I can't see it, but all of you can. So fingers crossed it's up there. Where do I want this, even? This probably wasn't the best move, but hey, that actually works. Sometimes I'm holding down and you can see it still kind of like freezes in midair. It's probably just, we've played so many shmups recently. maybe it's time to move on to a new controller. Again, I've been playing every single NES game with the same one, so... where do I want this? Like here? This is gonna be really risky. Okay, I hope we get more lines. Yes! We need many more of those. The saddest thing would be like if you're about to get a line and like the game ends. This is not an ideal setup. I think we still have some time though. Yeah, what am I gonna do here? Oh, I can still do like this. Yeah, I messed up at some point, and now I'm afraid to like a Tetris Pro could probably still figure things out to some degree, but I've kind of messed up here. Something like that. It's still definitely going to be our best score of the night. Ah! Okay. Ah! Ooh, just under 800,000. Okay. Okay. It's getting there. It's getting there. Tetris is random. Mick Kid says Daniel. Yeah, hopefully we get some, more games in the Nintendo World Championships NES Edition. Like, there's no shmups. We need to get Star Force in there. Start an online petition for Star Force in Nintendo World Championships NES Edition. Nick Gamer, thank you. Yeah, we're definitely getting better each time. Again, I did no warming up or practicing prior, so that's why, hopefully, we keep playing. We're gonna get good. Christian says no shmups. But all right, 795,000, and gotta get the clock ready, and let's do this again. Again, my goal is to get at least 1 million tonight. That'd be pretty cool. But if we could get like multiple million, it all comes down to that Tetris. Having more time in Tetris, not screwing up like we didn't. Like we had a really good run of Tetris going until I kind of got, clogged up at the top there. Or if I could have got a few more Tetrises, that really would have made a huge difference. But nice, Daniel. Thank you. I'm shocked that more people haven't been streaming this, considering the new game coming out. It's interesting seeing Nintendo kind of like keep the NES alive. Like, releasing different games that have to do with the NES and such. Okay. So we just need to get 15 more, and then we get to move on here. Oops. Ooh. Well, that's definitely going to mess up the score. It'll be interesting to see what this Tetris setup looks like. 10,500. We're always like one off from the one that I want to get. And again, as is mentioned in the short that I uploaded today by Rich Ambler himself, Rad Racer only loses you time. It takes about 2 minutes if you're good enough to go around the whole thing. Of course, any time spent on those menus and such also reduces your 6 minutes and 21 seconds. One thing that I think is really cool that Rich Ambler mentions in that interview, which again I have linked to in the description, is that when the competition first started, the time that they were giving the contestants was actually less than 6 minutes and 21 seconds. But, it took them a couple of cities that they visited before they kind of really had that ironed out, because the switches on the front of the cartridge, of course, allow you to change just how long it lasts, from about 5 minutes being the lowest to even up to 9 minutes, I think, depending on the settings that you use. But eventually they settle on 6 minutes and 21 seconds for whatever reason. I guess they figured that was just a good kind of middle of the road time to give everyone to rack up a good score. I wonder what they thought when they saw people introduce the technique of just getting all of their coins in 1-1 of Mario 1 and not actually going to like even 1-2 or anything. As I mentioned, was the strategy originally before I guess people realized you could do that. And that makes a lot of sense then why in 1-1 and 1-3 you get an easier version of Rad Racer than if you do it in -2. Because they probably never imagined anyone would actually get 50 coins in 1-1. And that if you wanted the easier one, then you'd have to go all the way to 1-3 to get a chance at that again. But most people would be getting their coins in 1-2, so they'd have to play the harder Rad Racer. But yeah, by getting all your coins in 1-1 just completely breaks that. Look at that thing at the bottom. The second you see that arrow hit full, they crash, and that's that. How long does it take to go through 99 lives, Christian? Longer than 6 minutes and 21 seconds. If I can say, oh, okay, gotta get right into it right here. Oh, how the heck do I do this? Where am I supposed to put this? Something like that. Where the heck am I supposed to put this? I should have looked ahead a little bit more at what a good move with that one was. But let's just not screw up. Let's get like a good foundation going here. And hope that we can belt out a nice score. Where do I want to put this? Something like that, yeah. Let's try this. Where does this one go? This doesn't have a nice spot to go. Again, Tetris masters screaming internally, I'm sure. See, this is a waste of like a lot of good blocks like that. Ugh. Just disgusting all around. Okay. No, it's still not quite. Because remember, Tetrises are like the only thing that really give you like a lot of points. So if you're getting anything other than Tetrises, you're kind of just wasting everyone's time. Let's see if we can get back on track though. No. That's a horrible move. Just horrible. And none of these are going to be any good now. Interesting. No, not my best. Not my best at all. Ah! Yeah! Saved by the bell. That's not going to be a good score at all. Let's try that again. I wonder if you beat Rad Racer, does it say you beat the game? So, interesting, right? I don't even know if all the levels of Rad Racer are, like, there to be beaten. It's a long time for 99 lives. So the funniest thing about the 99 life counter is that, as we've seen in Super Mario Brothers, it normally never actually shows like a proper double-digit number of lives. Remember, it starts showing like that weird crown graphic and stuff. Typically, if you go over 9 lives. So it's funny that they, you know, fixed it for this version of the game. But yeah, the way that Rad Racer ends after that first level, I really don't know if the other levels are actually even in there or not. Good point. Yeah, well, thank you, Christian. Right? It's very interesting. Very interesting. Oh, okay. I need 100 more for the thing. There you go. Wait, no! How did I count wrong? That's 10,600. We are trying every single variation, but 10,400. And then it's Rad Racer time again. So this was originally called Highway Star in Japan, and in Japan they never actually got Rad Racer 2. That was a North American exclusive, or was it also in PAL region? It was at the very least never released in Japan, and Rad Racer 2 is great. Definitely play it if you ever get the chance. Rad Racer 2 thankfully fixes the thing where, like, if you press down it changes the music. Now you just choose before the level begins which track you want to listen to throughout. But yeah, my biggest Achilles heel right now is sucking at Tetris. So I really need to, like, not screw that up. Place those blocks as quick as possible, but also, like, make a nice tower out of it. Ooh. Yeah. Square Enix needs to bring back Rad Racer. No, absolutely, right? There's so many old series that it'd be really cool to see make a comeback. Okay, what do we want to do here? Something like this, maybe. Let's get good at Tetris here. See, that's a bad move, because now I need to have a... Actually, I could fix it by doing like this. Wait, no, not quite. Yeah, that's gonna cause problems. And that's not even a Tetris. Again, every time that you get line clears and it's not a Tetris, that hurts you. But okay, that's good. Because now hopefully anything I build up Oops, I should have done the other side, really. Something like that. I think I probably forgot to start the clock again, didn't I? So no one knows just how much time is actually left. In fact, let's just start this again right now. Forget that ever happened. Let me see here. Just like that. But thanks for joining tonight, everyone. I thought it'd be fun to play this with the release of the Switch game coming out. Again, I'm surprised that there's not more competition surrounding it. That more people aren't, you know, trying to get as high scores in this as possible with, like, you know, speedrunning and such today. I just figure this would also be on people's radar as something to compete in, like an official Nintendo competition. What was it? NES Remix 2? That included this in there? So you could, you know, play with it and such. Is there any advantage to getting the hard mode of Rad Racer, or is it always better to go easy mode? Yeah, the thing about Rad Racer is it's only a time sink. That's all it is. So to make it harder on yourself, it just means it might take you longer to beat it, and there's no world in like which that's beneficial. Your score is always going to be about the same at the end regardless. And again, those points are only multiplied by 10, where the ones in Tetris are multiplied by 25. So those are obviously worth much more. But okay. 10-6 again. So yeah, Daniel, my countdown app is kind of weird. It might even like skip a second at times, but it's just the display that's wrong. It counts correctly, but there's just kind of something weird about it. Yeah, exactly, Noah. Exactly. You just want to get done with this as quickly as possible to get the Tetris. It's funny because, again, in the words of Rich Ambler from that interview that he was kind enough to do with me, back in the early days of the competition, some people would just stay on Mario the whole time and try and get as high of a score there without ever even going to Tetris, and the competition rules actually had to be changed. Nintendo actually changed the rules in the end, that if you did not make it to Tetris, your score did not count, and you were disqualified, even if you had the highest score just from playing Mario 1. And what people would do is they would go to the Koopa at the end of 3-1, where you can get the lives by bouncing on the stairs, and they would just bounce until they got to the 8,000 points, and then it starts giving you 1-ups after that, which aren't worth any points. So you would do do the 8,000, stop bouncing, and then do the 8,000 again, and then stop bouncing, and then get up to 8,000 again. And of course, it's not just 8,000; it's like 100, 200, 400, 800, 1,000, 2,000, 4,000, 8,000, and then after they did that, stop jumping on the Koopa, start again, and they would rack up thousands of points that way, which would unfortunately only be multiplied by 1. So it's not nearly as much as you can get if you're good at Tetris. But back in the day, Tetris had actually just released before the Nintendo World Championships 1990 started. So there weren't a lot of people at the time that were like really good at Tetris yet. But people were naturally really good at Mario because of how long it had been out and just how popular it was. So that's why people opted to stay in Mario 1 and get massive amounts of points that way. To the point where they actually had to change the rules because otherwise no one was getting the Tetris. But of course, in the end, it turned out that if you really wanted to get millions of points, get the high score, getting the Tetris was what you had to do. I think Nintendo should make a contest every year. I would love that, Daniel. That'd be great. But okay, and then we have about 2 minutes and 50 seconds, it looks like, to do some Tetris. And again, I think this is the one we got last time, and I absolutely sucked at, so we'll see if I can fix that. Let's actually be good at Tetris for a minute here. Something like that. No, that's not what I should have done. If I do this, okay. I can correct that mistake, thankfully. There's not really anywhere... Actually, if I do that, that's perfect. Okay. This makes me want to get back into Tetris, though. Just kind of, go all out on it again, like I had long in the past. Okay, this is going okay. I'm holding down sometimes. Maybe it is time for a for a new NES controller. But as you can see, I'm like holding down and it just kind of stops midair. Now this is not well positioned because I have a lot of places that like need long blocks. So I've really screwed that up. Hopefully we get more soon. Oh. I'm holding down. I'm holding down. My controller might just be toasted. That might be it. That's not what we want. That's not what we want. Come on, long blocks. Where are you? I just need long blocks. It's like all I need right now. Okay. No! Ah, it's about what we've gotten. Sounds like some good Square music. You can see how Mario and Koopa would be considered cheating. RIP controller. Yeah, right? Like, I'm definitely holding down in instances there. I've never noticed, because, down is not the most used direction. Maybe all the shmups actually did it in. That's so strange. I'll have to look into that after the stream for sure, but okay, okay. Could have been better. Could have been worse. Let's try that again. But yeah, Rad Racer has great music. And again, Rad Racer 2 as well. Great soundtrack. Let's actually try and get that 10-400 this time. I need to keep track of just how many Goombas I've stomped at the old laundromat. So far that's 2. We only need to stomp 4 of them. Okay, Chris Pratt. Wow, was it that long ago already that, that was being memed all over the place? Shoot. That's not gonna be good for the old score. I think I just need 2 more now, right? Wait, no. I can't count. 1 more over here, and that should be the 10-4, but that wasted like a good extra 20 seconds. That didn't need to be wasted, but it's okay. Let's just pull off some epic moves in Tetris and we'll make up for all that. Finally, with the 10,400 score. Hello, Raynok! No, this is the old classic NES one, which it doesn't make any sense that the new Nintendo World Championships doesn't even include this, nor does it even include 2 of the games that are in this. But I think that the Nintendo World Championships NES Edition on the Switch is going to have DLC, probably, for quite some time, to kind of keep it relevant. I wouldn't be surprised if every few months we see some new games drop on that. I'd say that probably around Christmas time, to get it back on everyone's mind, get kids asking for it for Christmas. Like, is that actually going to happen? Again, I saw it mentioned in the chat about how, World Championships NES Edition is kind of, targeted towards maybe the more, long-time Nintendo fans. Do kids have any interest in old Nintendo games and challenges in them and such? Will there be kids asking for it for Christmas? I don't know. But that's my bet, is that we'll see some updates for it as time goes on. Hopefully we get some online multiplayer at some point. Again, it has the multiplayer mode, but it's only with friends, like IRL, which is just so silly. Why wouldn't they have it online? And there's going to be lots of leaderboards and such too. But one massive flaw with the Nintendo World Championships NES Edition, such a mouthful, is that everything is time-based. Whereas you can clearly see watching this, it's a points challenge. And there's, different strategies when it comes to how to maximize your point output. Where in the Nintendo World Championships NES Edition, it's just always about time. It's always a speed run. And that wasn't really the spirit of the original competition. So I think that's kind of a shortcoming, is that, it's not score-based, but they just made it solely time-based. When that's not how the original competition was, anyway. But okay. Oh, wow! That came out of nowhere. Waiting for that arrow at the bottom to crash, and that takes us over the finish line. Okay. Still have 250-ish. You want SNES Edition. That's the thing, right? Is that if you want to see more competition games like this from Nintendo, definitely, buy the NES one, and maybe they'll make more. Oh, wow, see? Ugh, ugh. Ugh. I did not realize just how bad this was. And again, it shows you I haven't played Tetris in a while. Okay, here we go. That's not the right one. Ugh. Is that the right one? No, that's not the right one either. Where can this go? This cannot go anywhere proper. Isn't it funny how in Tetris you can always get the one piece that you don't want? So remember, in this version of Tetris, the level increases every time you get 5 lines, rather than 10, like in the original game. Where can this go? Where can this go? This is not going to be an ideal run. It started off so well. Again, it's got to get back into the old Tetris groove. It's easier said than done. Alright, well that was at least one more of those. Okay. I don't think that was so good. 600? 500? Terrible. Just terrible. Hello, Big Phil. Is he... No, Big Phil. Don't say that. No, my Tetris game. I need to work on my Tetris game a little bit for sure. But I hope you're having a great night. Oh, because she's saying that because of the Mario 1. Yes. That's just, it's the best strat, I swear. But okay, let's try this again. Just gotta get my clock back up here. There we go. But yeah, that really is the best strat here, because if you go to 1-2 to try and collect the rest of the coins, you have to watch the flagpole animation. It just takes so long. Well, yeah, the best strat is really to just keep dying over and over in 1-1 and using that multi-coin block, which I totally forgot to go down the pipe. Again, because it's just not something I normally do when I play Mario 1. I should hopefully reset the clock. And again, all that time waste from the menus. So that's one Goomba. Two Goombas. So again, getting the highest score really comes down to mastering Tetris. Have there been many people who are like really good at NES Tetris from the classic world championships and such who have tried to get high scores in this game? I'd be really impressed to see just how well they could do. Again, since Tetris is kind of like the key piece to doing well in this game, the rest of it's kind of just going through the paces. I've played Mario 1 3 weeks in a row now, Christian. That's funny, actually, now that you mention it. I forgot to jump on our old friend Goomba there. Okay, one more time. Should do it. Okay. 10,400 again. But yeah, last week again, we played through Mario 1, 2, 3, which was great. And since then, we also beat Starship Hector and Strider, which was just so freaking broken on the NES, it's not even funny. It has to be one of the most broken NES games I've played, and it was from Capcom of all companies. You expect better from them. And don't forget, we have Street Fighter 2010 coming up too, so if you want to see if that game is as bad as the angry video game nerd made it sound, definitely stay tuned. We're also going to be playing the Star Wars NES games coming up. Wow, thanks, dude. I thought this was supposed to be the easy version of Rad Racer. I wasn't expecting him to actually like shove me into the side there, but he did. So clearly you can't let your guard down too much. I'm getting too aggressive again. Not ever taking my foot off that gas pedal. Which is like not how you should play Rad Racer. You should brake sometimes too, but... See, like that's how you do it. Never brake ever. Remember, that's intentional to get your car to stop as quickly as possible at the end there. You have Strider on the Mega Drive. What were they thinking, says Daniel, right? So again, if you can just like, consistently... Oh. Speaking of which, consistently do things properly, not like that, then you're good. Because it is the same every single time, depending on your score. This one can go here, here, here. Like, this would be really good if I hadn't screwed that up. You can maybe save it though. Where did this one go? We need some more of these dudes. Like, this is a lot of points waiting to be earned. If we can just get more of those. Now, like, you can definitely see why people think this is the ideal, the ideal setup. It definitely feels better than other ones we've had. What's the time looking like? Not too bad. I just want more line blocks. That's all I want. Hopefully we got some more coming. I guess not. Ah, there's one. See, I wanted one for the left and one for the right. That should just be a few seconds left to go. But that could be a good score. I think we got a lot of Tetrises that round. Oh, no, not even? Here I thought that was going really well. But again, yeah, 10-400, definitely the best Tetris setup, I think. It's just a matter of, again, the blocks will come the same every time. So if you can just memorize that and find out how to best set them up, you're golden. So let's try that again. Whoops. So every week in the Nintendo World Championships NES Edition, it sounds like there's going to be 5 challenges, which are kind of like ranked against everyone else in the world. Of course, again, they're all time-based, unfortunately. So it's just about beating them as fast as possible. Any other points that you get along the way aren't considered in your ranking against the world. I do plan to stream, though, at least in the beginning, those challenges on a weekly basis. We'll see just how well we can do. Again, I'm not much of a speed runner, so we'll see kind of just where we rank up there. But I think it'll still be fun. 790,000 was my best, Daniel. Thank you. That's definitely not where I plan to end off tonight. Like I said, I'm gonna be disappointed if we don't crack a million here. Can you tell I'm panicking a little? Well, I definitely messed up the points. Oh no, that was good. 1040. Perfect. I think we're a little bit faster than last time too. And then it's Rad Racer time. Which again, this is definitely the most unfortunate part because it kind of just looks, the same every time. I guess Mario does technically as well. But at least it goes by a little quicker. We got Rad Racer, just like 2 minutes of driving down the highway here. And like theoretically we should be able to stay here at the beginning. Yeah, like see, you just know he's always gonna move to that center lane when you get there. Just like with Star Force and Star Soldier, you make a list. You know me and my love of lists, and memorize exactly what's going on here. And you'd be golden. Ooh, that was like a perfect run of Rad Racer, pretty much, until we rammed that guy. Ooh. I was on the right side getting ready for like a turn to the right, but that was not what happened. Ooh, whoa, whoa! Did you see that? Did you see him turn right in front of us? And again, apparently this is the less aggressive version of Rad Racer. In fact, just for fun, next time we will play the old way. We will play the way where you go to 1-2 to get your coins. And we will see just how much more aggressive Rad Racer is in that version. Rude, says Daniel, right? That was such a perfect run, too, until that happened. So again, like, since it's the same blocks every time, if I could just find a way to be, like, super consistent. You know, technically we could just do the same thing every time. And you can see I'm, like, you know, kind of learning how this works here. No way! Ugh. Something like that. Okay. Ugh. Yeah, so there's no insta-drop in NES Tetris, nor is there like any nice guideline at the bottom to tell you where you're dropping your blocks. So you just gotta work with what you got. Ugh. Where can that go? This was going so well until I screwed that up. If only it was like the other direction one. Could have kind of slid it under there, but it's okay. Let's get back on track here. Huh. Is that 4? No! 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 It probably would have been over 1 million if I just got that one in. Ah! Such is the reality of the Nintendo World Championships. Yeah, David Ray, it sounds a lot like the Nutcracker, doesn't it? Home Alone song? Yeah, I kind of like that too. Oh, I think if I just got that last line down there. Whoa. But yeah, fun, right? That scared you, Christian? What, when I placed the block incorrectly? Now, I knew I said, no, it's not too bad. Not too shabby at all. That was so close, though. I definitely want to try that again. I know I said I was going to do the old style. We'll do that once I hit 1 million. Because it's like, we're like right there. And again, it all comes down to getting that 10,400 points in Mario 1 so that you get that really nice block setup. Which, again, I can tell that it's definitely the ideal way to play Tetris. In, with the blocks and such. And actually, that's right. If I hadn't crashed in Rad Racer that time too, I would have had enough time to get those points. David Ray, Mario again! Christian was just saying that we've played Mario 1 3 weeks in a row. Which is pretty funny, but that's just the way that the Nintendo World Championship starts here. But shoot, I've lost track of how many Goombas we've bounced on. I think I only got 2 so far. No! No, that's gonna mess it up. That's gonna mess up our block formation. Try not to die 4 times, says David Ray. That's what you want to do, though. You want to die to kind of keep getting those coins. So, ooh, we're going to have to play Tetris with a different setup, just as I've been getting really good at the 10,400 one. 10,006, says Daniel, right? Fingers crossed. Like, I know we've done 10,600 before, but I certainly don't remember exactly how it goes. So, hopefully it's not the worst. Yeah, just stay in the left lane, it seems like, is the trick. Like the first 30 seconds of Rad Racer. I haven't slowed down yet. Okay, now I have. Actually, no, I don't think I did. I'd like to accelerate for a second. Ooh. Please don't crush me. Thank you. Oh. I was trying really hard not to break. I was really hoping that like the turn would stop, but it just never did. It kept turning. Again, if you really know the position of everything, you should be able to beat this whole track without ever letting go of accelerate, which is pretty crazy. And I just pushed a little too far there. It's like that. I didn't think stop accelerating that whole turn. Now, see, if you don't do the power crash, see how you have to wait for the car to brake? So that's what crashing before you hit the goal line kind of saves you from. Okay, what are we doing here? Something like that. So far, this is a really weird setup. Not my favorite one so far. But we'll see if we can make it work. Overall, I seem to be getting my Tetris kind of sea legs back as we continue to play here tonight. But the second I say that will probably be when everything falls to pieces. Where does this go? This goes here. That. Like, where does this go? This doesn't go anywhere nice. Woohoo. Yeah, see, then you start doing things like that. You've got a few Tetrises set up anyway. I can save this one probably by doing something like that. No, I definitely should have set that up better. But if I do a thing like this. There you go. Well, I need more long ones. If I do that. Get this out of that anyway. Come on, one more long one, yes. There you go. It's probably as good as we're gonna do this run. I've just totally botched everything else. Ugh. Not horrible, but still not going to be a million. Hello, Ma KCC. Welcome. Hope you're having a great night. Playing this game, the real contestant must have been so stressful, says Diego. I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it at all. Whoa! That's just like barf on a stick right there. Don't look at that. Don't look at that. Yeah, I hope you're all having a great night. Thanks for stopping by as we play some Nintendo World Championships here. Again, once I hit that million, we'll kind of get a little more experimental. Let's try that again. Almost no line, says Diego. Yeah, that was not a good run of Tetris. And let's get that 10,400 points. Because that block setup is just so nice. It totally makes sense why Nintendo would have made it consistent. And that's why I ask if in the real, classic Tetris championships that they do now, if they have a way of making sure everybody gets the same blocks. Because otherwise, it could be kind of unfair if one person gets, tons of straight lines. Ugh. What is that, 3 Goombas so far? But yeah, the reason you die in 1-1 is because it's the easiest way to rack up a ton of coins as fast as possible. We're going to 1-2 is like super slow. And again, I will demonstrate that after this. Yes, 10,400. Here we go. Alright, it's Rad Racer. Have you seen this one before? I got no silly crashes this time. That's right, we should know that we're supposed to be on the left side there. Only mentioned it like 40 times. Oh. As long as we don't wipe out, that's kind of the key thing. So there was a time in my life when I wasn't really a big fan of driving games. Growing up, it was like, platformers, like my #1 thing. I didn't, experience too many other genres. But one thing I've really loved about playing all of the NES games is just how many different things I've played. And it's really opened my eyes to a lot of different genres that I hadn't dabbled too much into. And it's just been such a cool experience. The kind of weird things it's made me play that I never thought too much about playing previously. Like, I've always thought Rad Racer was neat, but until the NES Adventure, I hadn't actually beaten either of them. They're both 10 levels long, and they're both pretty tough. They seem so simple at first, but it's amazing how kind of much they push you in the later ones. But alright everyone, Tetris time! Let's do it this time. Again, it's kind of getting to a rhythm where we can just do the same thing every time, and it might work out. That goes there. There. Is that 4? Sometimes you gotta double take when you look at the bottom and it's is that high enough for a Tetris? Because that would be disastrous if you went down there and it wasn't high enough for one. No! No, how did I screw this up? I was in such a zone, too. Yeah, once you start getting the S blocks and, like, there's not really a good place to put them. Your whole day is ruined. Like, you always gotta be looking at the board and thinking ahead, like, what if I get a block like that? You know, where do I put it, right? That's what separates the Tetris masters from the Tetris noobs. Like, see, this is poor playing right here, because now I don't have anywhere good to put this. Yeah, wow, I really messed up. Making nice lines. Well, it was fun while it lasted. Alright, let's try that again. Did you buy a real Nintendo World Championships grade card, or did you download on your Wii, says Super Mario Awesome Powerful Adventures. Thanks for stopping by. I do have the reproduction cart that used to be sold by RetroZone. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like they have it listed up there anymore. And wow, Jinxie was amazing earlier and sent us the Campus Challenge, which we will definitely be checking out probably in a future stream. I think it could be fun to dedicate a stream to that as well. In this case, though, we're playing a ROM, and thankfully it's easily accessible out there for anyone who wants to try it. I think it was also featured in NES Remix 2, so you could play it through that as well. But yeah, unfortunately, do not own an original World Championships cart. As cool as that would be. Epic fail, says David Ray. Unfortunately, it certainly happens from time to time, especially here on this channel. The important thing is that we had fun. Now that's loser talk. You would not even get the grade cartridge with that attempt, says Diego? No, that attempt was pretty sad. I won't even deny. No, it's only 10-3? I can't count. I really can't. I thought we had got 4 Goombas that time. We'll try it. We'll try it. So no, the reproduction was from a website called Retro USB. And they were like the first website to really sell the reproduction Nintendo World Championships cartridges. The first ones that they sold didn't even have the switches on the side. But the one I got was the later release, which did add those on there. Oh, okay. So what do you have? We got 10,300, right? I just want to hit 1 million. And that's definitely the goal tonight. There's definitely, better scores out there. And I think with some practice, we could certainly keep improving. But I don't plan to set like the world record. We'll see though. Maybe we'll have like a really lucky run. We'll find the super secret strat. But again, back in 2019, I did a lot of videos related to the Nintendo World Championships. It was just a really cool subject to talk about and look at back then. I looked at a couple things, like what happens if you beat Mario 1. In fact, I think that's definitely going to have to happen tonight. We're definitely going to beat Mario 1 in the Nintendo World Championships tonight, just for fun. And it was with the Game Action Replay, which I made another separate video about, which allows you to add save states to like any NES game. And through that, we were able to break the Nintendo World Championships and actually max out the score counter, which was kind of cool. Although unfortunately it didn't do like anything particularly special. But it was still kind of neat to check out. Ooh. But yeah, our ability to score well depends on my ability to not be horrible at Tetris. There we go. Diego, the switches do something. So yeah, the switches determine how long the game lasts for. The competition, after, again, the kinks were kind of ironed out, was set to last... This is not probably ideal, but there you go. 6 minutes and 21 seconds. Oh, no real ideal spot for this, is there? Okay, let's try and save it. I turned that the wrong way. Here we go. Put that here. We can do this. We still got 2 minutes. That's a lot of time to get 5 million points. Is that 4? I think that's 4. That's 4. Now see, that's some nice brick building there. This is not what I wanted. Ugh. That there. Hopefully the Tetrises we got. What did we get? How many lines was that? If we just get one more long line, we'll actually still get another Tetris. Yes! Yes! That counted, right? I think that counted? I can't... I think it did. Yeah, it does look like it counted. Still, though, it's like a tie for our best score, isn't it? Because I think... no! Or no, I think our score was like 970? Ugh. That's awesome, though. That's so awesome. Time, says Super Mario. Awesome, Powerful Adventures. Love the name. Love the name. Mario needs a new voice back in 2016. But okay. How long was the competition, Christian? Yeah, it spanned like a good while. Unless you mean like the actual time that the contest lasted. Like, yeah, 6 minutes and 21 seconds was eventually what they standardized for the contest time. Well, you're welcome. Okay. We've got it this time. We've got it. We're going to hit 1 million. Nice attempt, Diego. Thank you. Yeah, after we kind of messed up in the early game, we kind of saved it, but we can do better than that. Remember, time is wasted, even in all these menus and such. But yeah, I wish Nintendo would hold more competitions. And again, not just speedrun competitions, but ones that have like a score system like this would be so cool. So, what is that? that was 2 Goombas so far, right? Fingers crossed I know how to count. That's 3 Goombas. See, that's how I only got 11. It's a frame, or only got 10. It's a frame thing, I think. How many coins you get out of those blocks. So that time I got 11. $10-4. So how many points do you have to get in Tetris for the multiplier to kick in? Because if it's multiplied by 25, and you get about almost 100,000, like you get about 70,000 from Rad Racer, I think, and the 10,000 from Mario. So you still need about like 900,000 points alone in Tetris to break 1 million. And again, we've seen that the world record's 5 million, so I'm still not even like 1/5 of the way if I can crack 1 million. Now that's why practice makes perfect. I always do that. Again, I need to remember that that guy is there. I mean, look at this turn. This isn't fun. Ooh, that was good. This is a pretty good run. So nothing stupid happens. Diego, yes, I plan to play it at launch. It's going to either be a late morning stream or probably an early afternoon stream. We're going to be checking out the new Nintendo World Championships on the Switch. So definitely keep an eye out for that. Looking forward to seeing what's in store there. Again, I've watched the trailers and such, and I've seen kind of the general idea of what it's going to be all about. But it will be cool to finally check it out too. Again, unfortunately, no online multiplayer. I've had people say, you know, we're going to stream like the online multiplayer like when it launches. And it's like, unfortunately, I don't think that's a thing. Which is like a really missed opportunity. But I wouldn't be surprised if Nintendo adds them at some point. Like, I think it was the same with... Hold on a second here. This is like not ideal. That should be good though, right? Like, I just never get a good spot to put that in. That goes there, that goes there. That can go there. I don't really like how I've done this, but we can kind of save it. No! When you get the big block and there's nowhere good to put it. So it's time to cry. We still got a lot of time before we have to worry about that, so... Yeah, I probably shouldn't have done that, though. Come on, where's the blocks we're looking for? That's what we're looking for. That's good. Is that almost time? No, we have a little bit of time left, I guess. Yeah, we're not going to get too many more points from that. Fortunately, it's still probably not going to be enough for 1,000,000. Dang it. Dang it. Ugh. It was going so well, too. Just a couple more. No way, says Diego. No way. Freaking Christian with the GG. Thank you. Alright. Let's try that again. So close, Diego, right? It's so sad because, like, you don't know what the score is going to be until, like, it's over. Like, you could try and calculate it in your head, but then you're just kind of, you know, taking your concentration away from playing the game. So it's really not until that score screen shows up that you know what was going on. Yeah, if only I hadn't messed up the Tetris a little bit. We were doing really well. But once you get a block that there's like not a good place to press it, and again, the Tetris masters out there can kind of get their way out of any situation. Just like they say, you know, a good pool player, billiards player, there's like no shot on the table. That's impossible. All this is really kind of inspiring me to want to get, you know, my Tetris NES skill up there again. 990,000. All right, 1,000,000's coming. Don't worry. I've really screwed this one up. Thankfully, there's one more coin in this level. I'm sure I'm probably going to, again, be like 1 second away from a massive score. Alright, though, I'm having fun. Hope you're all having fun as well. Definitely find a way to play this for yourself. Feel free to share your scores on the Discord server. Would love to hear what everyone else can get. And it's once again time for Rad Racer! What did I consider beating Tetris? So I've already... That's a game I would say I've already cleared. Because in Tetris on NES, there's Mode B, where it's just getting 25 lines and like a pre-created kind of Tetris setup. So, you know, speed 9 on level 5, and then getting the kind of victory screen that has like the Nintendo characters, Mario and all that on it. That's what I consider beating Tetris, and I think what many people kind of just count as beating Tetris. Otherwise, you know, you're just there's like the kill screen, which is not usually what you consider beating a game. Like, you know, you don't play like Donkey Kong on the NES until the NES catches your fire or whatever. Normally it's kind of considered like one loop of that, beating it. And also getting the high score too. Like, I think part of the NES is also beating the high score, you know, in mode A, which is like not that hard to do. What is it, like 50,000 or something? Howard and Nestor are on the high score thing, along with Alex, I think. But okay. Kind of bumping into stuff, which is not ideal. Exactly, Daniel. I'll never forget the PS3 launch at E3. Where you get going, it's Ridge Racer! Ridge Racer! Those were funny times. I really miss live E3 press conferences. I'm really happy to see that companies are, you know, at least still announcing games. Oh, what the crap did I do here to mess this up? In, you know, June. as if it's E3 still, but it's just not the same as like the live press conferences, for sure. This has got to be pretty good, right? Oh no, I was doing so well until I screwed this up. Ugh. 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 That was a good run for a little bit there. I just need to get one more of these guys. Alright, let's just try and get some extra points. Like, yeah, that was a really good run until, like, lapse of judgment, obviously. And the whole thing goes down the trash can. So we'll see if, like, I think I was doing really well until that point, though. So we'll see if that's worth, like, a good chunk of points. So now I'm kind of getting back into the groove again. But the problem is, you know, we've created such a gap for us at the bottom there. That's kind of hard to recover from that. Come on, come on! Yes! It's got to be like really close to the end. No! Oh, shoot. Looking at the clock, I had enough time to probably put another one down the left side and get like another Tetris. Ah. Ah. All right. Let's try that again. They should at least make some goof-ups so we can remember them. That's true, Daniel. That's true. Yeah, they should like add in some errors into the Nintendo Direct so that we can all laugh and share it around, and that will just ultimately increase like advertising for whatever it is that they're announcing. So, agreed. But another really close attempt. I was like 1,000 less than last time. So close, says Daniel. Again, like I was doing really well. And then one mistake kind of throws you off. You just kind of gotta keep your head in the game. Hopefully I set the clock. Looks like it's counting down. I can feel it though. This is gonna be the time that we get 1,000,000 for sure. Now that was a really good run. That was definitely, by far, our best run of Mario 1 of the night. Now the question is, can we keep it going through Rad Racer? Look how like twisty and turny the track is. This is the first track of Rad Racer. That was the first time I had the brake right there. Ooh, first bump. No! It was my choice if I wanted to be on the left side or the right side because I could see the guy in the middle, right? And I chose the right side, and that was the wrong choice there. Totally got sandwiched by those two cars. And you saw the result. Well, it was a nice drive while it lasted. Again, the main thing I need to worry about is not messing up the Tetris part. Like a loss of a couple seconds here doesn't matter if, like, with a minute to go, my Tetris stack becomes unusable. Just awful luck with the cars. Just awful luck. Which is not supposed to happen when you're playing the first track here, but somehow I've made the impossible possible. Oh, and I didn't even hit the finish line. That was like an intentional flip. There's the finish line. Alright, let's do it. We still got 2 minutes and 30 seconds. That's more than enough time to get 1,000,000 points in Tetris. And you can see I'm kind of doing the same thing every time now just because I've kind of got a groove going. There's nowhere good for this to go. Okay. This run was good. Was really good until I did that. Let's try this again. Your body is ready. Yeah, remember the funny moments we used to get in E3? Those were great. This time, no crashing in Rad Racer, no dying in Super Mario Bros. 1 before we've even gotten to the part where we're supposed to die. And this time we're going to crack 1,000,000. Get ready for us to reach the world record scores there. No, so remember, the world record's like 5.2 million? So that's amazing. I definitely want to see what a 5.2 million attempt looks like. And then it probably all comes down to just getting really good at the Tetris part. Because the cool part is that by just knowing what blocks come in what order, you can just set them up whatever the best way is and recreate that every single time. Unlike me, where clearly there's a bit of a lack of something going on. And I'm putting them in the wrong order, but this time we're going to correct that. Alright, so 15 more of those. And we should be able to get that this time. Oh my gosh. There we go. Crack it, crack it. My favorite will always be like the Wii music. That was great. And the guy on the drums just like having the best time ever. Alright, so yeah, we were doing really well on this. Like, you start on the left, everything kind of just passes you by. Remember, always go to the left. And it seems like in Rad Racer, just if you stay on the left side, you're good. Where I kept going to the right side, and that was how I kept crashing. But I thought we had one run where I did kind of get squeezed on the left as well. And that's kind of why I've been scared to stay on the left. See, he moved too. If I just stayed on the left, that would have been good. Wow. And I should really just kind of probably lay off the gas a little bit until I have it completely memorized. Left seems no safer than the right. One more try. Have I played Wii music, says Christian. Played it, yes. To a great extent, no. I love how there were so many games that started with Wii, released on the Wii. You got Wii Play, Wii Music, Wii Sports. Wrong block. Christian, you're making me talk about everyone's favorite Wii games. I wonder how entering this menu messes up the timer. But yeah, the Wii was great for that sort of thing. They tried so many different kinds of creative things. But yeah, Wii Music is not the one that seems like it caught on to any great extent. Wii Sports being packaged in with the Wii, though, was great. Except it wasn't in Japan. In Japan, they had to buy it separately, I believe. And of course, here eventually, too, later released Wiis did not include Wii Sports. So there actually is, like, the Nintendo Select version of Wii Sports you can get, which comes in the case and everything, and that's super cool. I think that's a pretty cool thing to have. Christian, I think it was you who pointed out not too long ago that Switch hasn't done, like, you know, Switch Nintendo Selects yet, which is a thing you would kind of expected them to have done by now in the console's life. From 1UP Retro, I'm not familiar with them. I'll have to check it out. Thanks for the suggestion. Again, just kind of having a blast here, not hitting any of the blocks properly. Although I think that's good now for the points. I think we've jumped on enough Goombas. Yep, so 10,400. The will you play with my Wii ads? We would like to play. That was it. Yeah, those were great. Alright, 1987 to 1990, because of course the competition was in 1990. Crazy Rad Racer was 3 years old by that point. Of course, Rad Racer was part of the second set of like official first-party Nintendo releases. So the first ones came in like the black box releases as we know them, and then this, along with Kid Icarus and Metroid, were like silver box releases, and then there was like Zelda along with that as well. And it's funny because the cartridges for Kid Icarus and Metroid have boards as if at one point Nintendo had intended to localize those games with battery backup support. Just as how on the Famicom Disk System when they were released they had save support, but then they opted for passwords in the end. Which for those games is like kind of fine. Like Kid Icarus is like not that long of a game that it really needs to be saved. Metroid keeps track of like how many times you've beaten it, which I guess is like the one good thing about a save file, is it can, you know, keep track if you've beaten the game multiple times and such, you know, like Second Quest Zelda style, but otherwise, I think those games were just fine with passwords. It moves, right? I thought he moved. Out of the way. See, now we moved. That's right. This is good enough. Let's just not crash. And we'll have lots of time for Tetris. Oh, I wanted to crash here, of course. Because that's what ends the level fast enough. Okay. And it's the same thing every time here. And I've got the beginning really down, and I kind of forget what I've done after that. Like, I know this is definitely a little bit different than I normally do it. So far, so good. Why did I do that? This is always where I mess up, and then that shows up, and I'm not paying enough attention, and it screws up the whole thing. But hopefully we can kind of salvage it a little bit. It's just unfortunate because that's going to be a line that could have been a Tetris that I've screwed up. Oh, we just need some more line ones. How much time? 20 seconds about? Yes. No! So close to another... Yeah! Finally! Oh, I was so close to another Tetris, too. I'm probably going to take it just over 1.5 million. Oh, that was a good run. That was a good run. Thank you. Thank you, Christian. But yeah, you saw it right there, too. If I just got that one more line, we could have broken that. But okay, let's look at... Again, this is as of like a couple hours ago when I took them off of Twin Galaxies. So there you go. Oh, if I had gotten 1.5, we could have been in rank 8. But, you know, ninth according to Twin Galaxies. There you go. And again, the top scores there. If you really want to be a Nintendo World Championships Pro, you got to get over 5 million. But, you know, top 10... Which, again, I'm not taking that too seriously because there's going to be a lot of people who haven't submitted their scores and such. But that just shows you that it's not too shabby getting over 1 million. But all right, everyone. Thank you for hanging by as it took me a couple attempts to finally get that down. And just for fun, let's try it the way that they would have originally done it back in the day before things got too strategic. Let's pretend we're playing this like the first city that the Nintendo World Championship stopped by, even though we're... actually, I forgot to start the timer, so I will do that again, because I like having the timer on screen for all of you. Hopefully that should work this time. Is it counting down? No, it's not counting down. Apologize, the counter app I use is like a little wonky. There we go. Thank you, Super Mario Awesome Powerful Adventures. Get a real cart, says Daniel. I would love like an official Nintendo World Championships 1990 cart. I do have the reproduction. The nice thing about this version, though, is that it lets me reset. You know, just from sitting here, don't gotta press the reset button on the console every single time. So yeah, we're doing this old school style. We are going to play this without the 1-1 strategy. We're actually going to go to 1-2 and see how things differ. And then after this, we're going to finish things off. Oh, wow, that's the last thing you want in the Nintendo World Championships is fireworks going off, because that's only wasting more time. And we're going to finish the night off after this run with a complete playthrough of Super Mario Bros. 1 within the Nintendo World Championships, which should be kind of interesting. Oh, shoot, I should have done the multi-coin block back there. It's okay. Yeah, I actually need like a lot more money. And there's another case of me pressing down in the game not liking that. Oof, well that stops me from getting any of that money. But we should be fine if we go down here. Okay, so see, we've gone to 1-2 now. Let's see how the Rad Racer level differs. I mean, with 39,300 points, who knows what Tetris is even gonna look like now. Rip, says Max Howard, losing that power up there. Okay, so this is supposedly the more aggressive version of Rad Racer. Let's see if we can just pull off, the staying in the left lane strat, or if that's null and void this time. No, you see there's double cars now. There was a car in the left lane there. Of course, the track is identical. But again, supposedly there's like more enemies and the enemies are more aggressive. And so far it looks like maybe that's true. But yeah, I'm again excited to get better at Tetris. Keep working on this. I wonder just how well I could score, if I kept practicing. What is this? Been like a couple of hours? We went from 300,000 to like 1.2 million. So with improvement like that, it's like a good week of practice in this. I wonder just how far we could go. Again, because the Tetris is so like replicable, is really a key feature. Like if I watched my replays, really kind of got down where each block should go and just memorized it outright. Like there's really no reason you can't get a massive score. Because there's like literally no RNG whatsoever. It's all always just the same. Now, so this supposedly being the more aggressive version of Rad Racer. Again, apparently the really good thing about the other Rad Racer version is that you can accelerate the whole time and never have to like, take your thumb off the A button. And I can imagine that, naturally that's the best thing because you want to get the Tetris to get more score. But that wasn't too bad. That wasn't too bad what we just did right there. And I think the score that we had for Rad Racer in that case was like a little better than what we normally get because it was more difficult, but again, the time that you save doing the other version is probably more important. And I'm just getting like all of these. Oh shoot! I turned that the wrong way. My eyes deceived me. In which type of block was coming next? Now it falls to pieces. But okay. An interesting setup, though. Very interesting setup. Still another Tetris anyway. Come on, we need some. Yes, this is what we're looking for. That should be a Tetris. Ah! You're just so in the zone, right? And it sucks when it ends like that. Alright, so again, that's if you don't do the 1-1 strategy. So we actually lost time because, you know, we played Mario 1 for so much longer than we normally would have had. That was some pretty good Tetris, I think, at the end there. I definitely feel better at Tetris right now than I did when we started earlier. Hello! Hope soon enough we'll have an SNES version of the Nintendo World Championships, right? I think that if the NES one sells well enough, hopefully they will. They'll create an SNES version of it as well. So we'll definitely have to see about that. Okay, and one last round where we're going to see what happens if we beat Mario 1 in the Nintendo World Championships. But there's so much potential, right? And so it seems like every week with the NES one, there are going to be challenges which you know, you can kind of compete for score and stuff against everyone else. But it would be cool if there was, you know, more to it than that. More kind of like, you know, head-to-head style competition too. Okay. I don't know, for a Mario 1 speedrun, do they use the pipe or do they skip over that? They might actually not use the pipe now that I think about it. With all the transitions and stuff just kind of taking up everybody's time. But I did put the clock on the screen there. So yeah, we're beating Mario 1. What's the Mario 1 world record these days? Like 4 minutes? 3 minutes 55 or something? We shouldn't have any trouble though. Again, we've beat Mario 1 so many times. Can you do the minus world in this version? Yeah, you can, actually. Oh, but not if you break that. Can I do like a jump up there now? I was gonna see what the minus world looked like. And then I accidentally broke the block that you need to do the minus world. So we'll try that again. But it's funny to think that 1 week ago tonight, we were playing through, I think we were at Mario 3 at this point. We started pretty much 9 p.m. Last time. Yeah, so this time I won't use the pipe. Let's see if it's quicker. Oh, it all comes down to that jump, though. If you botch that jump, just, you know, go hang your head in shame there. No, this definitely feels longer than going down the pipe, but again, I'll leave that for Mario 1 speedrun professionals to let me know what they think there. Might as well get firepower, because who doesn't want to defeat Bowser with fire, too? I actually also need to be careful I'm not getting too many coins. So that's probably a reason why you don't want to go down the pipe in 1-1 if you're beating it this way. Because if you accidentally get 50 coins, you know, like you're right at the end, then your whole run is just totally ruined. So actually what I think I'll do is we'll beat the game this way, and then the next time, we'll see what the minus world looks like. And here's a great question for you too. What happens if we get a 1-up? What happens to our 99 lives? Will it say 100? Kind of a cool thing to think about. Also, I need to get less coins. Can't be grabbing those coins. Ooh! There we go. What have we got? About 4.5 minutes left to beat like 5 more levels. Because we got to beat, you know, get the warp zone. Oh, it stayed at 99. They accounted for that. Very nice. Oh, here we go. Look at him stuck inside the vine. I don't think I've ever seen that. And I always love this kind of little side area here because it's one of the only... Oh, I'm up here getting all the money, which I'm not supposed to do. It's funny how muscle memory just kicks in sometimes when you're playing video games. It's like, why wouldn't I want to collect all those coins? Now we have to hope that we don't accidentally collect 31 more coins, or else the whole run is over. Now here's a thought. Like, if you use the Koopa 1-up trick, I wonder, to get so many lives that like it overflowed, could you get a game over that way? That could be interesting. $33, $30. Oh shoot, I can't collect 13 more coins and we're done. Alright. Don't grab coins, says Diego. Yeah, I've really not been doing so well at that. And don't forget, you have to hit an invisible coin block in the last castle. So, I need to have, like, you know, less than 49 coins at that point. I don't think there's, like, too many coins I have to grab in this level, though. Ooh. I would love to get that mushroom back, though. Which block has the mushroom in it? This one, right? Is it faster to go down this pipe, or... No! The Koopa messed me up. What do we got? 2 minutes? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Where do you start if you die in this level? Is it the beginning? Oh, there's no checkpoint in this level? That might toast us. That might be the toast of the most. Right there. Yeah, I don't usually die in 8-2. Again, we're kind of speeding through it, which is where my downfall was. But I'm not going to give up. I'm not going to give up. These levels aren't that long. Woo. Alright, we should probably reset this. How do you get out of this? That was kind of a cool bounce. Again, Mario 1 speedrunner is cringing right now, I'm sure. Alright, no time for the power-up. Forget that, as I fall down anyway. Wait, what's the trick here, I wonder? How did the speedrunners do it? Just like a bounce like that, I guess? How do you do the bullet bill trick? I've never done this in my life. There's like the trick they do with the flag there. Ouch, says Argy. Welcome! Well, if we can beat 8-3 like super fast. And I've never speedrun this level. Usually I take my time, make sure I don't get hit by any of the Hammer Brothers. And then it's not even the Hammer Brothers that get me, it's the Piranha Plant, of course. But I've always wondered, like, if I sat down and, like, just watched, you know, how a speedrun is actually done, how well I could, you know, might be able to replicate it. But that's what's happening today. You were saying, right? Any second now the time's gonna scream us. There you go. What kind of score does that look like? Yeah, almost 100,000 just from Mario 1. Like I said, you know, people would, you know, just stay in Mario 1 and try to get their score that way. But you have so much time, there's no real reason to panic when you're playing this. But it is still fun to try and beat it as fast as possible. Time, says Super Mario Awesome Powerful Adventures. Alright, this time for sure. So that's 7 coins there. And that has to be faster than going above, right? Question mark? Well, that's the worst thing that can happen is, again, getting fireworks when you're doing the Nintendo World Championships. And you can see just why it became a strategy not to go to 1-2, but there's just so much fodder you gotta go through when you beat the first level there. I would love to know Nintendo's reaction when they saw what people were doing. you know, not playing the game the way they probably thought people would. But this is easy. And again, after we beat this, we're going to see what happens if you go to the minus world. Again, don't get the money. Alright everyone, we're on world record pace here. Here we go. Over 4.5 minutes to go still. So during the competition, there would have been like a big clock counting down. That would have been so nerve-wracking. You know, to have in your face while you're trying to play. Right, well, there goes world record pace. Although, again, if you're doing a real speed run, you do that trick where like you go through the pipe. Get the block, Mario. Flash one, nice. Thank you, Argy. Don't collect coins. Right. Oh, it goes against every, you know, instinct to not go above and get all those. But there you go. We didn't do it. And now we're going to go down here. And we're going to go to World 8. Wow. Overshoot the pipe. And we have over 3 minutes to get this done. Let's keep our power up this time. Ooh. I've pretty much always grabbed that star anytime I've ever played this level. So it's interesting not having it. Yes, we're grabbing a couple coins, but we should be okay. Okay. 8-1 down, 2.5 minutes to go. And fireworks again, of course. 6, why not? And the evil 8-2. These, like, stairs at the beginning here are, it's you know, easy to trip yourself up on them. It's funny how, like, annoying that part is. Okay. Much better than the previous run. You can do it! Thank you, Daniel. Thank you. 2 minutes to go. Ooh. Oh no! No! Oh, that was so good too. Like I hit him and then the hammer flies backwards for some reason. I was really hoping that wouldn't happen, but okay, it's okay. Over a minute. Don't botch the stairs at the beginning of that level. Easier to do than you would think. Now, the only thing that sucks about this level is the hammer brother at the very end. That's really nice to have firepower for. And you can just kind of burn them. And then the potable following, which you can easily jump into by accident. Good old underwater level here. Kiss the hammer, bro. Something like that. Here we go. Ugh. Sad. And that's the end of that. That run's not gonna count. Like, look at that. That was right at the end, too. Well, one more round then. Many a time has that Hammer Brother at the end of 8-4 been my demise. Many, many times, but not in a long time. Of course it would happen again today. This run's going to be even better than that one, as I say, slamming my face into the side there. Daniel, time! Yes! But this is, like, super doable. But again, what's the world record's like 4 minutes, right? And that's with things like the bullet bill trick at the end of 8-2, which I've never done before. Plus, they probably like don't grab any power-ups at all in a real speed run. It's fun trying to beat games as fast as possible, though. I always said that if I was, you know, to speedrun a game. I think Mega Man 2 would be a lot of fun to speedrun. I've always been really good at Mega Man 2. But the Mario games are great too. The only issue with speedrunning a Mario game is that, like, they're so optimized at this point that, like, there's very little room for anyone who's, like, not already speedrunning it to make much leeway. Lime time, says Daniel. That's what we're here for. I hear lime, I think lime Coke. What do people think of the flavored versions of Coke? Vanilla Coke, cherry Coke, lime Coke? I've always been a, you know, Coke original person. But I can understand the appeal of the other flavors too. Okay, here we go. Hello, Kramer Gamer! Thanks for stopping by tonight. Hope you're doing well as we play the Nintendo World Championships 1990 here. Got a score of over 1 million earlier, which was really neat. And I'm sure with some practice we could probably continue to improve on that. But hope you're well, and I hope you enjoyed the stream, which we're working on wrapping up here. I just want to beat Mario Brothers 1 inside of Super Mario Championship Edition here. And then we're going to see what happens if you go to the Minus World in the Nintendo World Championships 1990. They might have fixed that glitch. I'm trying to think if they fixed the Minus World in this version of the game. It's possible they did. With the happy face there. But yeah, thanks again so much for stopping by. Cherry Vanilla was good. But you like Coke or Pepsi? Yeah, right? Like, sometimes just can't miss with the OGs. But alright, this time let's not mess up on the old stair building adventure here. And this will get us back to World 8, simple enough. I say as I mess up several times on this. Perfect! And then just a quick run along the bottom here, and we'll be back to World 8. Well, you really don't have to get any of those coins. I'm gonna make sure I get stuck on every last step. And between every pipe, and between that one too. You can tell I've never practiced speedrunning Mario 1. Which I think, all things considered, I'm like not the worst at it still. As I take damage from a Koopa Troopa there. And since we're small, we might as well grab the star here. Now, last time going through 8-1, we had firepower. And otherwise, this level has 0 power-ups aside from the star. Which makes this a really tough level to start World 8 with. Like, you have to get here. And if you don't have a power-up, you're playing the whole thing small. And it's a long, difficult level. Speedrunning Mario 4, says Daniel. Max Howard stopped drinking soda years ago. Was just like a really smart thing to do. So like, I hear you on that one. Alright, here we go. Amazing. Now that I've gotten literally 1,000,000 points from those dudes. This is the best run of Mario 1 you'll ever see. Like, how do you do this glitch? I know nothing about the bullet bill glitch. It looks kind of cool when you see it in speedruns, though. And with that, we're under 2 minutes. If I can pick up one of the power-ups in 8-3 just to have it, because then we can just tank the Hammer Brother at the end if we have to. Now I accidentally scrolled the screen too far to the left. Oh no. No, actually I think it's this one here. Yes it is. Okay. Alright, here we go. Alright, alright. 8-4 with a minute to go. Bullet Jill, says Daniel. And just throw a firework in there for good measure. Why not? Of course, being big is going to make the swimming section slightly more difficult. It's a lot easier to fit between the fire bars and such when you have that power-up, or when you don't have a power-up. Okay. We are really running low on time here. Alright, well we lost the power-up anyway. We are really just gonna have to run for it. Okay. Close. Close. But not quite. It's hammer time, says Daniel. Well, not quite. We didn't quite get to the Hammer Brother. Where did we lose so much time that run? I'm really confused why that run was so bad. Probably wasted time getting power-ups, which like you shouldn't do. You got this time! Thanks, Christian. Thank you. Also helps when you actually get the stairs. Oh, that's right. I was like sliding between pipes and everything that last run. It wasn't so good. What is funny as Christian, as you pointed out, we just can't stop playing the classic Mario games. Oh, the fireworks too. Fireworks are there just to mess you up in this version. Close, but so my grandfather actually used to run the carnival game where like you use the hammer, which is funny because now we're talking about hammers again. And you hit the thing. It's in the one in Banjo-Tooie. And you try and raise and hit the bell. So he would actually run that at this thing called the Calgary Stampede, which is actually going on right now in Canada, in the place naturally called Calgary. And the way it worked was if you hit it and it went up and hit the bell, then you got a cigar. So that was kind of where that saying came from. I mean, it was probably used in like other contexts too. But it's funny to think that, play a carnival game back in the day and win a cigar. But this time we got this. This time we got this. The strength tester, exactly, Daniel, exactly. Well, which, speaking of which, I think I mentioned this before, but just to reiterate, tomorrow night we'll be playing Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts this week because Thursday is going to be the release of the Nintendo World Championships NES Edition, with the plan tomorrow being to do the DLC level. I really don't know just to like what extent the DLC is it talks about turning the test track into like a full-fledged level. Does that mean it's gonna have, you know, like 6 episodes and like a grunty mission and everything like other levels have had? How many jiggies is it gonna have? How many you know, challenges is it gonna have? Will it have Jinjos? So that will all be stuff that we find out tomorrow night. So, you know, tomorrow night might be entirely dedicated to that level, or if we wrap that up quickly enough, we can move on to start, you know, getting trophies in some of the other missions. Because last time we got every single non-trophy related jiggy in the main game of Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts, which was pretty cool. And now we're just kind of cleaning up on our quest for 100%, as was voted by everyone wanting to see for some reason. Although I'm curious too. Just what do you think you unlock at 100% in Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts? Maybe you unlock like an actual decent game, I say as I'm taking like 40 hits here now. Here's the end. Alright, well unfortunately we took a hit. Just can't seem to get to the last level without taking a hit. You just wanted to see me suffer, Christian? Really? Well, fair enough. Well, I hope you're enjoying the suffering. Which honestly, it's been going okay. Like, see, having fire here definitely helps. I like how that Lakitu exists just for like the first 5 seconds of the level, and then it's gone. But I mean, like, I don't hate Nuts and Bolts, so it hasn't been that bad. And you know, the better we've been getting at it, the better planes and stuff we've been building, the less tedious it's become, but I'm sure there'll be like a challenge or two that is just absolutely awful coming up. And it will be like an entire stream dedicated just to getting a gold trophy on it. Although we did have that one last time, which was really tough too, and we did okay on it. Alright, 2 minutes, 2 minutes. Like when you get a... you hope it's a thank you from the devs, like when you get 151 Pokemon. Yeah, it's like some printable certificate. Microsoft sends you a certificate for suffering through Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts. That'd be cool. Uh-oh, uh-oh. Like, I just want this. Whoa, did you see him kind of get like stuck there? Okay, okay. Over a minute to beat 1-8-4. Look at that score. 1-1-1-1. 0-0. I like how that guy just disappears there. It's always been funny. Alright. This could be it. Okay, so I should probably just tank this hit. There you go! We finally did it. Wow! That's beating Mario 1 inside of the Nintendo World Championships 1990. Interesting, right? And after that, naturally, you can just you know, go back to the title screen and such. It's no different than the original Mario 1 in that sense. Just that you get 99 lives. Thank you, everyone. And the last thing we're going to check tonight is what happens if you go to the minus world in the Nintendo World Championships 1990. Although, again, they might have fixed the glitch, so it might not work. Oof, the princess was indeed in another castle. Again, what's the speed run for Mario 1 today? Is it 355 or like 455? So in that case, and that speedrun was really only like a minute longer than the world record. Which is like, you know, could be worse. There's a lot of glitches that they pull off in a you know, world record speedrun of Mario 1. Like I've never done, you know, the bullet bill glitch before at the end of 8-2, or the pipe glitch in 4-2. So it'd be cool to kind of learn those techniques and see just how optimized the time can be. But for the time being, not the worst run of Mario 1 by any means. But you can beat Ocarina of Time in the Nintendo World Championships cards. Max Howard. Let's see here. And Max Howard, I feel like there was something we were talking about that, you know, that related to the Nintendo World Championships, but I'm having trouble remembering that at this exact moment. But thanks for stopping by, everyone, as we're just wrapping up here again. So this may or may not work in this version of the game. Like they... Oh! Alright, everyone, minus world. Oh my gosh, no! Because it wasn't scrolled enough for me to fall through. Okay, this time for sure. What's gonna happen? World -1! It still works! But it's the same thing as in the original game. Never-ending water level. And yeah, again, it's... I wonder if anybody did this just for a laugh during, like, the real Nintendo World Championships. And, like, these Cheep Cheeps are really poorly placed. Like, I don't think I've ever seen them placed so poorly before. Just to prove that it still loops infinitely. It'd be really funny if it didn't. Oh my god. I've never seen the enemy so aggressive in the minus world before. Is the enemy set up like 2-2, or is it like, you know, the more difficult 7-2 version? And that's it, everyone! That is the Nintendo World Championships 1990. We beat 1,000,000 points, we beat Mario 1 inside of the Nintendo World Championships, and we even accessed the minus world. Played for 6 minutes, says Christian? Alright, let's do it. Again, thank you all so much for joining tonight. I hope you enjoyed seeing this game. I'm shocked that more people don't stream it and that there's not more of a community of people trying to get the, you know, the high score, the world record in it. Because it definitely seems ripe for that sort of thing. And I think one thing that does disappoint me about the upcoming NES World Championships is that there isn't more emphasis on score like there was in this version of the game. It's just all about, you know, time-based challenges. So maybe that's why there's not more of a community for it. Everyone just wants the speed run. But what's wrong with score, too? What's wrong with, you know, there being a bit more than just the speed? You know, because I like the way that this game handles it. But for the new game, it seems like that's all it's about, is beating the challenges as fast as possible. We'll still try our best at it. So we'll see how that goes. I'm assuming they probably leave like most of the Mario 1 glitches in there. So it'll be funny to see if there's ever a challenge like just beat the entirety of Mario 1. You know, if all of those are still there. But there you go. Even the clock at the top is running out. I unfortunately did not set the clock, so we have no idea just how much longer we're going to be suffering through the minus world here. But the point is, the important thing is that you have fun. And there's nothing more fun than playing 2-2 over and over again. Hope to see you all tomorrow for Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts, probably around the same time in the evening. Check the Discord server as always, should there be any kind of change there. Oh no! Ah! I wasn't expecting the time to suddenly run out. I was like, what got me? And there's a time up for you. And then 98 lives in world. Ah! That's amazing! I don't know if I've ever really seen the checkpoint here. Just kind of dropping you instantly into a hole. That's like, what checkpoint is that then? Because the normal minus world checkpoint doesn't drop you there. I mean, or rather, the normal 2-2 checkpoint doesn't drop you in that hole. So I'm curious why that's wrong. Very, very strange. Oh, I got 50 money! I found a way to beat the minus world, everybody! I beat the minus world by collecting money. I didn't even think about that. First person to ever escape the minus world. GG, Christian. Thank you. Hope your power's back on tomorrow, Daniel. Yes. Hope that gets all fixed up. Ryu's Fox. Collect 50 coins. Instructions unclear. Speedrun game under 50 coins. Mission failed with spectacular success. Yeah, it was cool beating it. You know, like that. Oh, wow. Interesting. So this counts as the more difficult version of Rad Racer. Even though it was like a -1 level, it still gave us the more difficult Rad Racer setup, which, as we saw, isn't actually that bad. But I can understand, like, the other one's probably easier to memorize and, like, really get down well. And then, yeah, on Thursday, whenever I get over to GameStop and get home with the game, which will, again, will probably be either late morning or early afternoon, we'll be playing the Switch version of Nintendo World Championships NES Edition, which will be very interesting, I think. No stream on Wednesday this week, though. And just like that, time, not our best score of the night, but of course that's not what you're aiming for there. Thanks everyone for joining tonight. Hope you have a good one, and see you all again soon. Bye for now. GameStop, isn't it called Tim Hortons in Canada? No, they changed it. Everyone was confused, Max Howard. They kept asking for donuts, and they were handing them CDs instead. But thanks again, everyone. Thanks, Kramer Gamer. Thanks, Super Mario Watson Powerful Adventures. Thanks, Max Howard. Thanks, Christian, Daniel, Diego, and to everyone else. Have a wonderful night.